GM, everybody, and welcome to another great edition of the AM show hosted live on the Alpha Mint Discord. It is December 28th. We are almost at the end of the year, and we can't wait to see what happens at the beginning of 2022 as people are no longer worried about selling for profit for their taxes. We've got a good episode for you today. Yesterday felt a little bit quiet, but I am your host, R2Degen, and joined with me, as always, by Free Market Lemons.
Hey now.
Hey, now, yeah, yesterday seemed like maybe there was a little bit of a break pumping. People had a Christmas, they had Boxing Day. SOS token was going wild on both of those days. People were minting, people were buying on the secondary. Floors were pumping, and yesterday it didn't crash, but it felt like everything just kind of eased up. It felt like there was just a slight pause while people catch the break. I don't know if you're feeling the same way, though.
Absolutely. But it was a very heartening pause as, just a week ago, when volume would leave a collection, we would see a 50 to 80% drop, even in the good names. I mean, this had nothing to do with a project's quality or prospects. It had to do with only so much money sloshing around in NFTs right now and quickly moving on to the next project or the next mint once volume starts to leave. This time, Alien Friends, which got up to 0.4, is sitting at 0.24 right now. That's a pretty respectable pullback considering quite the frothy hype cycle they just went through. So I am really heartened by this little pause we had yesterday. It seems floors across the board are holding up pretty well.
Yeah, it didn't seem like anybody was in a rush to sell too much. And maybe that is a result of not wanting to incur too many more capital gains at the end of the tail end of the year. We're only 3 days away from being able to defer that for another year. That's kind of actually where I'm sitting right now too. Definitely could have taken some really nice gains on solar bots. Lemons has always been doing really well. And in Cool Man's universe, I have a couple listed for a lot more than I think they'll go for. And if they sell, they sell. But I haven't. I've definitely been more of a buyer's mentality too. And I think that's where the general market sits. I actually used Genie for the first time this morning as well. Sorry, I just cut out there for a second. Yeah, I used Genie on the creature toads that you've been promoting
Yeah, if you guys
quite
haven't
frequently.
given Genie a try yet, this is the next airdrop that's been anticipated. The company has hinted at it. I even thought to myself,
Are you still on right now? I I think he's like throwing his headphones in the garbage or something. I don't know what happens. It's so weird. We do a whole pre-show, we talk for a while, everything's fine, and then like we just start talking on here and something just fucks up. So um feel like
am I better now?
oh my god, yeah, amazing. But I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, cool.
I
Well,
think Discord and OpenSea run on the same servers. I swear to God, like it's just NFT markets go up and people are talking on Discord and using OpenSea, and they both decide to just completely shit themselves. But if I think you sound great right now, so yeah, we were just talking about Genie.
yeah, I was just mentioning that this seems to be the next hotly anticipated airdrop. Use it. You can use it to even buy one thing. I know Genie is known for sweeping because it allows you to choose as many NFTs as you would like to either buy or sell. So that would be an option, I think, for everybody out there is just go and at least buy one NFT using Genie, and you should be eligible for the airdrop. Now, it will likely be dependent on how much you've used it. So if you do want to use it more, you can, and you will likely get a larger airdrop. But even just using it a little bit will likely get you something nice. And man, it's a beautiful dApp. I even R2 was telling me when he tried it for the first time, he was expecting something more technical. I'd argue it's almost easier than OpenSea.
Yeah,
Even though
I
it's
was
more
pleasantly surprised to see that it was just a simple like find the project, highlight the ones you want to buy, click, and like it actually is easier than OpenSea. Certainly less frustrating to use it for sure, and very very clean. And yeah, so I did a little floor sweep of the creature toads, which you've been pretty bullish on. I thought maybe I can get in on this breeding action. Stupid me, I forgot to check and see if they'd already been done. 3 out of 4 of them have already been used, so swing and a miss on that. But you know what, I will admit that I do think that they look good, and I do think that there might be something there for a 0.02 floor. It does
I,
seem like a very low risk chance at something.
I made a prediction yesterday, and I'm going to stand by it. I believe that this year, the year 2022, creature toads will flip creatures. Now, this sounds absolutely absurd, but so does the entire NFT market. This is exactly the type of thing that would happen. I swear, when you put these up next to each other, creature toads are better art, period. I'm sorry, they look better than creatures. And I don't dislike creatures. I'm just looking at these two collections next to each other, and go read the webpage of Creature Toads. This was not some cheap derivative cash grab. And I know there was a lot of drama around the launch. It was one of the first Discords that was hacked even before Bear X. I know the launch wasn't smooth. And then the hype cycle was so intense, people were buying a point 0.4 floor that quickly crashed into the bear market that came right afterwards. So this project has been mired in a lot of unfortunate circumstance, but I love the art. They just started breeding for baby toads, of which, if you heard R2, you can only use each toad once. So there will only be about 4,400 baby toads, and I believe some sort of staking is coming within an ohm fork, and that's very interesting to me. I truly believe next year's SHIB story will be one of these risk protocols that manages to nail the yield and the front end UI, which will be gamified perfectly. I think the next SHIB is going to be a token from an NFT.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I mean, just in the creature toads purchase, like for me, just that I do think that they look good, and you know, you're often quite right about the things that you see, and you have an eye for these things. I know, you know, Lucas is a fan of these things too, and for the price, I mean, like whatever, if they go to zero, they go to zero. But yeah, I just the genie was the interesting part for me to actually finally use it, and God, it was dead easy. So it'd be interesting to see if they end up doing a token as well. It seems to be the consensus is that's the next one coming up. So I figured I'd better use it sometime soon. Let's actually just go into the beginning of the show with the crypto markets down a little bit, about 5% yesterday. A bit of a retracement. We often say good for NFTs, these things trading sideways, and that seems to be the case. But yeah, Bitcoin is back down to 49,000, Ethereum back down to 3,900, holding the supports there. Doesn't seem like anything too dramatic. But the if you're looking at the charts, they do still seem to kind of have an upward kind of trajectory, upward trajectory going right now.
If you look at underlying accumulation over the last couple months, people have been deleveraging from crypto and buying traditional stocks. So that's an interesting thing to look at. The stock market hitting a new all-time high just a day ago and looking primed to get above 4,800 on the S&P. Very bullish on crypto. Just an interesting short-term rotation I was noticing, and I'm not the
Yeah,
only one.
you still look at the stocks, eh?
I of
Yeah, got to
course,
do it.
gotta do it.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, crypto kind of just bouncing back and forth. Like we said, like plus minus 5% seems to be the channel that it's in, and nothing dramatic happening. But it does seem to have higher lows, and you know, the highs seem to kind of peak out. But yeah, Decrypt. Well, that's just an article about what I was just talking about. The other thing that I saw on Decrypt that just caught my eye, and I'll just say it really quickly. Alibaba executive vice chairman says, "I like crypto amid China's ban." The executive vice chairman of Alibaba Group took to Twitter on Tuesday to declare his sympathy for cryptocurrencies. Bold move after you know, what we saw with like Jack Ma disappearing for a little while. Maybe you know, some of the ideas that he was going outside of his lane. But this is a pretty prominent figure. He's the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, which is no small deal, and he likes the he likes the crypto. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. But the Chinese political system does not like when people go against them publicly.
If I were under the iron fist of the CCP, my general position on everything would be nothing. I would be very quiet at all times.
Yeah, I would. I'd definitely opt out of becoming a billionaire. I think I would stick around the cool $100 million mark if I was able able to make it there. It just seems like you're pushing your limits by getting too much in that market.
I very much look forward to the human rights in that country improving.
Well, yeah, for
Time.
sure. That's a whole other topic for sure. One that would probably take weeks to dissect. We mentioned altcoins, and you mentioned SOS kind of hanging around that point 0.00006 mark. It really does not seem to want to break too far down below that, although it does briefly at times. But yeah, I mean, this is it's feeling like it's prime for a break one way or another. And I still haven't sold any of it. In fact, I've bought a little bit more.
Yeah, it's holding support very nicely here. We talked about Colby's metagame within the game Substack article a couple days ago, and he actually just released a new one. And SOS is one of the examples in it. So I really recommend you go and read that entire article and the section on SOS, which it's so poignant, and he is such a savant when it comes to these things that he can see, through it all. And the attention cycle on SOS has waned. There is no product underneath, and to that effect, the fact that it's still even holding this support is quite impressive. This entire coin is going to ride over the next month on PR. I don't know if they can do it successfully. I don't know if they have any marketing plan. I don't know what their actual plans are, but you can look at the attention cycle and you can see it in how people were acting. And the fact that it's even holding this 0.6 support, which, mind you, is a 5x from where people were airdropped these coins, you can still take a crazy profit right now if you want to and go roll it into NFTs. Yet a lot of people are leaving it there. That's very interesting to me, including me. I have not sold any SOS either.
Yeah, there was definitely an opportunity to just take the free money, and it felt like there was something underlying it. We've talked about this kind of ad nauseum in the last couple of days, but it's there's definitely more to come for it, and there is a DAO. I just see King Wizard talking about getting the multi sig set up for it. Which is obviously very important. But back to the Kobe article, like I actually highly recommend everybody go take a quick read about this, because it really does highlight a lot of you know, scarcity has never been so abundant, and it really talks about the attention in the crypto and NFT market. It does a great job of breaking down how there's always a new project to jump into. So it's not like you say there's 10,000 bored apes, there's 10,000 or 20,000 mutant apes and kettle clubs. Like there's always another project to go into. In the same vein, there's also a new project to go into in cryptocurrency. So if you feel like ETH is at $4,000 and you missed the train on that, then there's the next phase of them, like Cardano or Sol or whatever, right? And you see these kind of phase in and out as well. But the important thing to pay attention to is where people's not to be redundant attention is, right? And that is a good way to start to pick the winners. And I know we talk about community and activity a lot and everything, but this was a really great article breaking that down on a much deeper level than I could ever do that. And
and let's get into the meat here. What is the takeaway? What is the main takeaway from this article, especially given where the market is right now? It's not about looking at what has the attention. It's what's figuring out what is undervalued relative to its potential, is either niche or wrecked. If you go look at his chart, You can be, if you are obscure, and this is what all traders are trying to do. You're trying to find obscure things that become popular. There's two types of obscure. There's niche and there's wrecked. I did very well this year because I was really into NFTs and nobody else was. It was a niche. I went really, really hard into not just NFTs, but earlier in the year, coins, crypto coins that had the word NFT in it. As this became a word in the popular lexicon, we moved from niche to winner. And then eventually in the summer, we moved from winner to retail trap, right? As so much supply of shit projects that were just trying to hop on a trend came into play here. So where are we now? What is niche? What is wrecked? There are whole segments of crypto out there that are wrecked, and there are whole segments out there that are niche. As traders, we are trying to identify the obscure ones that have giant potential and can become winners. Now, I think things like Jewel, things like Magic, utility coins for NFT projects. This is exactly the meta that we're talking about right now. That's where I think we're going to go from niche to winner and retail trap next year.
Yeah, he really goes into a lot of depth about, different strategies that go to, like, if you're dealing with low liquidity and not actively trading like on a almost daily basis, you're looking for popular good projects that fit solely in the winners thing. It's definitely not the highest upside, but it's also not the lowest downside either. You're looking for like that stability. If you're more active, you have a little bit more liquidity play, you're looking for these retail trap and niche projects, and basically breaks down that a bad project can become a good project, and the popularity is the important part of it, or a niche project can become a winner as the obscurity fades away into popularity. But very hard to go from an obscure bad project, which is wrecked, to a popular good project that is winner. So if there's a project that you're looking at that not a lot of people have ever heard of, and it's fitting a very niche market, you're probably and if there's not something that's blowing your mind there, then it probably fits into the wrecked category. So just go read it. It was really good. It probably took me about 10-15 minutes to read, but I can barely read. I had to look up half the words in the dictionary. So you probably a lot faster for you. I just thought it was great, though. I mean, he's been spot on and really hitting it out the park at the end of this year.
It's about finding out who you are, right? This is the era of opportunity costs. Abundance is scarcity is abundant, and there's always new opportunities out there. But if you are mentally stable, have a life, then you should just be investing in winners that are long term. If you are a degen like we are, then you need to be working on opportunity costs. So there's two types of people out there, right? There's people with jobs who want to be very stable. You invest in winners. And there's people like us who are degens who keep looking for the next opportunity. So
yeah,
that's what he was saying in this article.
Tons of great stuff there. Another thing that popped up yesterday was there was I couldn't find the link to this, but a little bit of a feud going on between the lemons and the oranges. Maybe this is a little unlemon like, but they were getting pretty fired up by a project that closely resembles the art of that, but in the form of an orange. Now the artist of this is I guess the facilitator of this project is one that we are probably all familiar with. Do you want to break that down a little bit?
Yeah, so yesterday on the Spaces, there's a nightly lemon Spaces run by Jack3. He's a cool dude. And somebody pinned the tweet of these little orange friends who say they were inspired by little lemons. This was created by the project creator of Immortal Phoenixes. So if you remember this project, it was kind of interesting pixel art. And he did not mint out. So Shubs is saying my mic is bad right now. Do you want to talk for a second or two?
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening to you through Restream, and I thought you sounded okay. So I don't know if this is just Discord being Discord again, but yeah, the long and short of it was basically just that the Immortal Phoenix guy who had a disaster of a project launch, has just moved on to creating another derivative in the form of lemons. As Free Market kind of highlighted to me, the lemons did not take to this very kindly. They, I guess, they were on. On Twitter, showing pictures of smashed oranges and declared full-on war, which, like, as I kind of said, not very lemon-like behavior. They're, chill vibes and let it ride and whatnot. But people are protective of their projects, their communities and whatnot. And I think it doesn't help that it was the Immortal Phoenix person that was just kind of trying to run it back and do another cash grab, as it seems. There was no approval or adoption from the lemon community to take these under their wing and grow it into some kind of citrus society or something like that. But I also thought that it tied in really well to this Zeneca thread that was posted this morning, and it's quite a long one, so I'm not going to read it all. But basically, the long and short of it is just that there's a group of people, or probably multiple groups of people, that are just doing really, really quick projects. They recognize the fact that these things are incredibly easy to sell out now, right? And even if you're doing just like a little 0.04 mint and you sell 10,000 of them, they get some volume. You could be clearing 500 ETH, no problem, making a quick $2, $3, $4, $500,000, and then they just drop it and move on to the next one. And essentially, the idea behind it was just that if a project dies, they were saying that it's easier to just let it die and then move on to the next one, which the screenshots that he was highlighting basically disagreed with, which I'm glad about, because sure, it does seem like it's easier to just let it die. Maybe you don't want to invest more money into the project with a zero chance of return on it, but you also have a duty to the community that you're trying to facilitate and the greater NFT community as a whole. And we, as NFT participants minting and buying, also kind of have a duty to maybe not be as reckless with the projects that we're supporting and minting, and checking some of these things out a little bit more. In a full-on bull market where opportunities are abound and scarcity is abundant and whatnot, we often just tend to mint first and ask questions later. But there was a bit of a call to action, which I really liked, and it was just like, let's make this market efficient, let's make this market smart, and let's start rejecting some of this shit that people are getting away from, because at the end of the day, they're not reinvesting it into the community, they're just funneling it out and living fabulously wealthy off of the backs of our hard-earned ETH.
And plain and simple, when it comes to orange friends, this is a rug. And I don't mean it's a rug as in this guy is trying to sell and then disappear. He had a project that he had put months of work into. People were in this Discord for a long time. He wasn't working on little orange friends simultaneously. This came out of nowhere within a week of him basically abandoning the Immortal Phoenix project. And this is such low effort Fiverr art. The other thing, all the traits are the exact same traits as little lemons. Like, there's not even any new traits. It's all the same traits, poorly done on Fiverr. And this is the issue with it. If it was somebody who was truly inspired by little lemons and they wanted to do oranges, it would be different. This is an obvious rug by somebody who is an opportunist. So I would stay away from this project.
Yeah, I mean, but how do you feel about the lemons starting to get a little aggressive, a little territorial?
I don't care. It didn't hurt anybody.
No, okay.
This is on the lemon. This is literally on the lemon spaces with a bunch of other lemons. They didn't go and start to attack the guy, and I'm sure they'll FUD him if somebody brings it up. But I'm fine with it.
No, cool. I just just the chill vibes maybe wearing off a little bit.
I hate manufactured vibes, and no matter the project that happens eventually, and we don't need to manufacture anything fake. If this was what people were feeling and this is what happened, it's what happened.
Yeah, no, honestly, like I think that there is an importance there that at least some awareness gets out there to, this project can promote they can growth hack their way to 20,000, 40,000 followers. They could easily get 25,000 people in a Discord. We see time and time and time again how easy it is to kind of quickly manufacture that hype, and that's basically the whole point that Zeneca was making. So I do think that if it's done in a productive and careful way, that these communities can at least show that there's an obvious rug to it. Like you said, it's not fan art. It's not somebody was inspired by it, and doing like a clever mashup, like we've seen some really cool projects do. I mean, this is basically just straight up theft, and even the trade structures are the same. So, hopefully, Orange Friends doesn't make it too far.
The
And we can start to figure this stuff out. Yeah, go.
The generalization that all derivatives are bad pisses me off as much as these derivatives, the shitty derivatives. Both thoughts are wrong. To reject derivatives on their face is wrong, but these type of cash grabs need to be pointed out so that people who haven't been in the market long enough understand what to look for and how to become sophisticated investors. Small learning curve, but
yeah, I mean, I'm on the same page with you. Derivatives are fine, especially if they're done as inspired by, and it's not just done in an obvious cash grab. So, yeah, we mentioned Alien Friends sitting at about 0.25 floor. That was doing well, respectable pullback, but that this minted out at 0.02. So I mean, this is sitting about, quick math, 12x above the floor if you're not including gas. So that's been an amazing cook, and it seems like maybe it's going to chill out for a little bit. But 2,500 ETH volume traded on that. Another one that I really wanted to get into, again, touching on it, we've mentioned it in the past. It was slow to mint out. There was some mixed feelings on how well a project like this could do, and lo and behold, it has done very well, and that is Mendels. I believe it was Yost that brought this one up, and this might be a bit of a convergence in, it's, while there's not a lot of like actual physical characteristics in like the face, it's just a helmet. There's definitely a cute vibe to it. Maybe there's some metaverse play involved in it. The quality of the 3D art is actually very good. They have a NASA partnership, which, there's the logos and all over that. And NASA's been, a brand that I actually see being repped a lot around, like you walk around the mall or something. And the supply is actually really low, 770. So these, were 0.18 to mint. Yesterday they reached about as high as a 1 ETH floor, and they were moving. And now they're sitting at about 0.7. So, with Alpha Mint holding quite a bit of the supply, it's been quite a cook, actually. And, I'm kind of regretting not minting one of these, but at the same time, it doesn't always check my boxes. But I think they look great. And I don't think that you'll agree with me on that, but I personally think that these look really cool. I just I wasn't inspired to buy.
I am so happy that they mooned, because now I can say how ugly I think they are. And I feel it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad everybody got a good cook. They just weren't my style, but I love the value add of a physical statue that seems to be extremely desirable. And shout out to one of our Alpha Mint Moon Lounge members who actually won the physical statue and will be displaying it in his gallery. He has to take the train to Paris to go pick it up. This is all very fancy. I like it.
Yeah, I heard this is like a 20-foot statue that he's putting out on the front lawn.
The wife is super excited.
Yes, exactly. That's it's a major award, I guess. I don't know.
So are these guys actually linked with NASA? It was like this little controversy early on that they had said it, and then like it came out that NASA wasn't officially on the project, and then just today it was like, oh no, wait, they are officially on the project. So I would love some clarity on that, maybe in the AM show chat.
Oh, I didn't realize there was any confusion to the contrary. I was just under the impression that it is backed by NASA, and Lemon's fan for
cool.
Life is confirming that.
Sweet.
So, I mean, NASA's awesome. Like, they're just, it's so fun to watch the stuff that they do.
But one small step for man, one large step for ape kind.
The one thing that The one thing that I actually really like about the Mendels is even though there's no like facial features or anything, they have a surprising amount of character just in this in the model and the different ones that they have on there. I do like them. Now I see now I'm saying this. I'm like, God, I shouldn't have minted that.
I'm
But
sure.
everything looks great with a 5x on the price.
I'm sure many a Moon Lounge member will sell you one for $5,000 right now.
Yes, yeah, I might not do that, but
Okay.
no, great cook on that one, and it'll be interesting to see. I would love to hear some opinions on what people are doing with them. Is this a long hold for you? Are you excited about the fact that the supply is so low that these can move really quickly? And I'm seeing some stuff shared on Twitter. Let me just pull that up, put it on the show as well. But like it looks like a jacket or something. Oh yeah. Gift from Buzz Aldrin to Remy Bond, who's the artist. That's super dope. Get your ass to Mars, it says. That's
Buzz
super cool. Thanks for
Aldrin
sharing that.
Buzz Aldrin has literally knocked random people out for saying he didn't go to the moon.
Oh my God, I love it. Yeah. I mean, shit. It's like one of the, the pinnacle achievements of mankind, and people are saying that it was done in a studio. So knock him out, Buzz. Face. Knock him out.
Love Buzz Aldrin. Shout out.
Okay, let's talk about a project that you might get knocked out if you FUD this one. It's Larva Lads. That was like a brief talk of the town in the Degen Dojo yesterday, and honest to God, I have no idea what I'm looking at with this. They are horrifying, and but yeah, they minted out yesterday, and they are sitting at a 0.1 floor, so not nothing. And almost 500 ETH in volume traded. This is I don't know. This to me is like the perfect example of a state of the market where it's just like this is how frothy it is that this is getting to a 0.1 floor and a lot of volume. My biggest gripe with them isn't that they're like a play on the punks and larva. It's just that like there's actually a lot of direct copies. Like there's 2 or 3 that you'll see side by side that look exactly the same. That's kind of shitty to me. But
so if you've never seen these things, I'll paint a visual for you. This looks like a legless dick butt who's had his dick removed. And I'm not sure, it's like a punk chode or something like that. And just for clarification, a crypto dick butt is what you get when you forget to pay your taxes on your tokens in jail. That's what you get, crypto dick butt.
Okay.
I messed that joke up pretty badly, but it's a good one nonetheless. I stole it from Twitter. Head tweet whoever that guy was.
Gonna have to cut that one out, or this is where your soundboard is gonna come into play. You're gonna have to give yourself exactly. So you're gonna miss. But yeah, Larva Lads doing okay. Not sure what the highest sale was. Just gonna check that out. But I don't even know who comes out with this stuff.
Wait! I got it now. A crypto
5 ETH sale.
a crypto dick butt is what you get in jail when you forget to pay taxes on your tokens. Okay, thank you.
Is that what we got?
That was it. Yeah, I got it
clarified. Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that was minting this morning. I'm happy to report, I guess, that I degened into it with Lucas, was the basic Bored Ape Club. It's like a mashup of Bored Apes and crypto punks into some like really kind of, I don't know, some of them look pretty cool, and then some of them are like really, really mediocre pixel art. But it was dirt cheap. They were 0.0025, so about $10 plus gas. So I minted about 6 of these for just over 0.1. And much to my surprise, they're sitting at about 70 ETH traded right now. And with the average sale being about 0.02, 0.03, that's a lot of transactions. These things are moving quite quickly. They're looking like, about 15, 20 a minute, and they've been doing so since they minted out. So I have no idea what's going on with this. I don't think this is a hold for me, but if anyone has some color on where this came from or why it's doing so well, if maybe it's just people are bored right now.
This is not what Colby was talking about in his article.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't fall into the wrecked square. Maybe it's I definitely think it's the equality and popular. Maybe I don't know,
They
but
may have to make a new square for this one.
yeah, but it was Grape Dutch actually lit up the whale watching tracker. I think he minted about 20 of these, but God, I mean, for $10 each plus the gas, pretty low risk at a bit of
Well,
a. I don't want to say a moonshot, but
since he just hired Otto Suin to advise him on Hunger Brains, we know he makes great decisions.
we could talk about that a little bit later. But
I like
yeah,
Otto. But did that come off sarcastic?
uh,
I know a lot of people in the Degen Dojo will interpret it that way because there is quite the pitchfork out for our young friend Otto, who seems like a nice dude to me.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely been a divisive person. Some people have probably been on the wrong side of his FUD. There's definitely people that love him and have been on the right side of his pumps as well. But he's definitely becoming quite a figure in the NFT space. So yeah, we'll maybe talk about that more later. But yeah, a couple mints that are going down today is the Wulfz is doing their public sale. That's WULFZ, not Star Wolves.
This would be exclamation point woo, not exclamation point howl.
Yes, a woo. That's right. I couldn't remember what their tagline was, but the long and short of it is there's about 1,500 of them. Oh, sorry, 2,500 of them left to mint. They're 0.08, and they are trading about 50% above the mint price, so about 0.13. I'm interested to see what ends up happening with these. They're not something that's ever really like sat too high on my radar as like a must mint or anything like that. The art isn't really bad. I mean, it looks pretty clean. It's got the cute pixel art. Pixel art hasn't performed super well in the meta right now. As I just mentioned, like in Larva Lads and basic Bored Ape Club. But in this market, anything can do well. It'd be interesting to see where this goes pre-reveal. I think you know a little bit more about this. There's a game involved in it. Is that right?
No, I know nothing. I've been asking in the Degen
Okay.
Dojo for like 3 days now. Like, can someone tell me what this project is? Like, it's a game, but not a risk protocol. If you want an indication of demand, if you DM the owner right now and tell him that you're about to sweep the floor, he'll let you mint instead of sweeping. So obviously there's huge demand for these things.
Is that right?
Yep.
It just adds you to the pre-sale list and you're
you can just DM him. So again, I have no color on this project because I don't know what it's about. I've been asking in the dojo for a while for someone to explain it to me. I love the art. I thought the art's very cute. I like it, but I know nothing here. So we'll see. Here's my overarching point with them. This was a very frustrating and complicated whitelist to get on. I had people coming in the dojo every day, and not just here. We're talking about Kaiju Alpha 2. Yeah, like what is going on? I'm fine with creative whitelisting strategies, but when you make people jump through so many hoops, they get frustrated. I just think it affects your launch. I think maybe that's what's happening right now.
It's an interesting topic because I completely agree. There was the Naruto Discord opened up yesterday.
God.
Everybody was talking about this is coming anytime. This is coming anytime. They popped some stuff up. And it was something like 60,000 people like slammed themselves into this Discord in the span of minutes. Mm-hmm. I would be amazed if Discord was actually able to keep up during that time with it. But a bunch of people got signed an OG role. There were people basically waiting outside. It was like a, Black Friday sale outside of Walmart where everyone's just standing around the door and then they open the doors up and everyone goes in. And then those people that were, first in only met with, oh yeah, by the way, the OG status that you got is not for the pre-sale, but welcome into the Discord. And I think everyone went like, really? Like this is the dance you're making us do now? Nobody needs to be made feel like that with with the Wulfz, for instance. If the pre-sale list is really that hard to get into, what I think a lot of people tend to do is just grind the fuck out of this whitelist, and the second that you're on it, you go away. And I think that's why a lot of these projects struggle. Wulfz not struggling so much, but I think that is a big point of contention for people, and maybe why pre-sales haven't seem to be as predominant as they have been in the past.
I think trading slightly above mint is the new trading slightly below mint, just because we're in a bull market right now. Everyone wants to buy things. It's just there's, and another thing, this was 100% whitelist. I think they were trying to allot 500 for the public. When does this strategy work? When is the last project that
Which project are you referring to?
Wulfz.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, yeah. No,
I'm saying which project is the last one to successfully execute a basically 100% whitelist? I can't even remember. I know I'm thinking Kaiju, but I think there was one or two after. It's just a very risky model. And they're lucky, in my opinion, they're trading above mint, and there doesn't seem to be that much demand.
Yeah, and like you said, you're in the Discord. If it takes you a long time to figure out what the project's about, it can be a bit of a red flag. So we'll see where this ends up going. I gotta believe that maybe with the mint or the secondary sales trading above mint price, this will mint out no problem. But it doesn't seem like there's a rabid demand for it. Everybody just seems oddly hesitant about this project. So that's going live in about an hour and 45 minutes. So that's noon Eastern time for anybody looking to participate. And it is 0.08 mint. I believe it was 1 or 2 per transaction. I know somebody will correct me on that, but I think it's you don't have a lot of opportunity to mint a bunch of these to be able to trade them.
I like
which I also don't have I don't love it either.
I hope it does well. I like the art. And if the game is interesting, if there's like something there, I would certainly participate. But I don't know if it's their marketing's fault or what, but that has not been expressed to me what even is going on here yet. So I just don't know.
Yeah, definitely get some Sonic vibes from it, which I'm definitely okay with.
Yeah.
Love it. So, and then the other thing that's going down today is the Prime Ape Planet. Those are minting at... I had this up and then I lost the page. Perfect. They are 0.25, which is crazy to me. I'm surprised that anybody is still doing it at this level. But it seems to be like there's demand there. Where'd the daily drops go?
These are very, very well done 3D apes, right? It's that project.
Yeah, they're high quality. There's no doubt about it. They look good. And there seems to be like it seems to me that CloneX probably shifted the meta a little bit and brought like quality 3D art into the forefront. These projects are doing much, much better. We saw it with non-fungible people. We saw it with the crypto champions projects, which we were wholly unimpressed with, but still minting out. Like they seem to be doing fine. And Prime Ape Planet seems to be on the fast track to do it as well. So, I'll be watching that. They do look really good. If they can create a lot of variety in the art, if they can make some colors pop on them and give people a good profile picture to use, I think that they'll be good. And if the goal is to be a metaverse character, I think they look fucking fantastic, if I'm being honest with you.
At least it hasn't been done yet. It's original in that sense. We've seen 100 ape derivatives. I'm yet to see a very high quality 3D one. So I'm looking forward to this. Like, we've seen a few, but they were more cartoonish. This is targeting realism, which for some reason to me works with apes. It doesn't work with humans. The human ones freak me out, but the ape, I don't know. They look good. I'm not involved in any way, and I don't think I'm going to mint, but for people
not at 0.25, I won't.
No,
I'm comfortable sitting that out and letting people with higher liquidity play in that pool. But they seem to be, there's 8,000 of them. They seem to be looking really good. My biggest fear with 3D profile pictures is that the floors always look the same. I thought that about CloneX, which is obviously doing very well. I don't know. Like I really hope that this actually does well, because I do think that they're pretty original and they look great. So
all these projects, whether we're talking about Pet Hooligans or CloneX, they're all going to make
Pet Hooligans was a great example. Yeah.
They're all going to make a lot more sense when the metaverse is like a functioning product. I think the PFP, we're limited to the PFP bubble right now. And yes, we do skew our bias towards things that work for that. At least the hosts of this show do. But I fully embrace the future is coming, and these type of 3D properties are going to do very well when the metaverse is fully functional.
Yeah, just checking in on my pet hooligans. Actually, they're sitting at a 0.7 floor too, which is
Yeah.
fantastic. I mean, over 5,000 ETH traded since they launched. I mean, that project's been successful, and maybe Prime Ape Planet can catch that lightning in a bottle. For anybody interested in minting, please actually just go onto their website. I will link it in the AM show chat. It is a raffle, so you have to have at least, I think, 0.3, 0.28 or something in your wallet to be eligible for the raffle. So this is kind of a Mechaverse style thing. I actually don't hate that. I don't know. Would do you feel like it should be more of like a just open up the floodgates and go?
No. Whatever. I'm not against it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about this project. I don't know what kind of demand they have. I don't know what their plans are. I think your launch dynamics are extremely dependent on how you're going to frame all of that.
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be cool to watch, though. That's coming up at noon as well. So 2 mints going on at the same time. I'm assuming both will mint out, but we will watch it.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just seeing Lemon's fan seems to be involved in the Prime Apes Planet. 350,000 people have entered the raffle. Wow. I don't know if that's unique people or different wallets.
Even if it was half that much, that's insane.
Shit. 350,000. I might actually just click the raffle button now if that's the kind of demand that's happening. Might be changing my mind live on stream. So, anyways,
definitely.
That's all I had lined up to talk about today. Anything you want to touch on before we start getting into the Q&A session?
Nope. I think that's pretty good. Let's take some hands.
Yeah, perfect. I'm just going to grab a quick glass of water because I'm starting to lose my voice. So if you want to handle any people that want to come up onto the stage and start to talk, that would be great. If not, I will let you freestyle for about 30 seconds.
30 seconds of freestyle. Biggie Smalls is the wicked. No, I won't do that. So I have also been buying legend maps. There's a few things here that I think are depressed and are going to do well into the early part of next year that I think people forgot. So I bought some motherfuckers, so the MFers. If you don't know that project, this is by Sartoshi. I think these are collectibles that are going to have legs. So I actually have bought a few MFers. I am going to bring up Matt runs New York City right now. He had his hand up first. He definitely does run New York City. Yo, what's up, Matt? How you doing? All right. 1 second. I'm sorry. Your audio is messed up. Sorry. Could you start that again? Apologies. Previous to the apes was Wulfz. So this is called Wulfz, which is spelled Wulfz. I believe that's the one you're referring to. And it has a 5,000 supply. I believe it's going to kick to a public mint pretty soon. I will drop the link, or if somebody in the AM show chat could drop it in the general. I'm trying to find, I'm not in the Discord anymore, but it's Wulfz. Wulfz.
I found it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, I'm back. What'd I miss?
I learned that when you mute your mic and you go off, I have to unmute the Discord mic to hear the audience because you put yours on mute. So that was fun. That's all.
Oh, shit.
All good. Gonna
Love
bring
it.
up Josh, and we're gonna say good morning to him. GM, sir.
GM Josh.
GM, guys. How's it going?
Wonderful.
I'm great, man. How are you doing today?
Oh, doing all right. Waking up. Cold, snowy morning over here. Loving it.
Nice. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? Obviously, not too specific, but
Yeah, no. So I'm West Coast. I'm in Oregon now, but I'm actually originally from California.
very nice. Yeah, we're
Good
waiting for the snow here. It keeps happening and then it keeps melting, and it's just created a mud everywhere, which is lovely. We cannot get below that freezing temperature to solidify things up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm like so unfamiliar with snowy weather. I've lived in pretty warm places most of my life until now, so I'm still making sense of this whole water solidified on the ground everywhere. What's going on? It's an adventure.
Do you like the snow? Was that like your thing? Yeah.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Digging it?
I'm enjoying it. This is cool. I could get used to this. I can slide down the hill outside my house on a sled. I can, I don't know, do snow things.
Do snow things.
So what's going on? I'm a big snow person, but we're not going to talk about snow anymore. What's going on?
So, okay, question or topic. So we talk a decent amount about things being in a bear bull market. And I feel like I get sort of mixed signals all the time in the crypto space about bear bull markets and everything's amazing right now, everything's terrible right now. And I've yet to really figure out what people are looking at, what the signals are, like what the reference point is when we talk about this kind of stuff. And personal, like the anecdote side of it is, I do one of one stuff and I follow a lot of one artists who are sort of all in this kind of bear market state and have been for quite a while, all being in kind of this bear market state for a while of things just kind of being really slow. But on the flip side, I'm seeing a lot of sort of bullish signals in the wider space of like 10K PFP projects. So anyway, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on that and what the indicators are.
So you zoom out that chart far enough, and we're always in a bull market, right? It's a term that is more about time than what is actually happening necessarily, because we have we have immediate term, we have short term, we have medium term, and we have long term. So long term, we're in a bull market, and even medium term for the last couple of years, you could argue crypto stocks have been in a small bull market within a bull market. Now, in 2020, we went through a bear market within a bull market. Now, these are technically defined as when indexes move 10% down or 10% up. That is considered a technical bull or bear market. The terms are used colloquially every day by people to describe all sorts of things. And you can, there's also a famous saying that was made famous by Jim Cramer that there's always a bull market somewhere, right? So it's a weird term. People tend to be talking about the short term, right? The short and the medium term. Long-term crypto's in a bull market because it's gone from zero to trillions of dollars in market cap. But the smaller cycles within a cycle tend to be what we're talking about on a regular basis. And with NFTs, when volume leaves, we get these very violent bear markets. And when it comes back, we can see that there was no indication it was going to happen, but we had the single largest volume day in OpenSea's history after sitting and complaining for how many weeks that we were in a bear market. We had the single largest day out of nowhere in OpenSea's history. So it's really about time frame. When you see somebody talking about a bull or bear market and you can't tell what time frame they're talking about, you should ask.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've ever been in some real extended bear markets, these 2 or 3 week lulls definitely don't feel like a bear market when you as free market said, zoom out. But yeah, I mean, we're so used to everything moving so fast in the NFT space that when the brakes get pumped, even if it's just for a week or two, as kind of like sentiment resets and like the meta of what's working and what doesn't in the market kind of readjusts, it could feel like a really long time, especially when you're used to what feels like 3, 4, 5 opportunities a day, and then all of a sudden you get like one or none, and you haven't minted in 2 weeks or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, exercising patience is always, the best strategy sometimes.
Bottom line,
Love
no
it.
one
Yeah,
knows what they're talking about.
What's that?
yeah.
It's true though. People use these people use the term blue chip every day, 100 times a day when there's two in existence. So bull market and bear market are very, very overused terms. But if you hear somebody responsible using them, you want to just dig down on the time frame they're talking about to get some perspective.
Yep. And it makes sense. I think as a lot of the space has kind of played out, there are just a lot of people making it up as we go, using terms, just based off of what they feel like they're defined as, not necessarily what they actually are. And I think this is just one of those things. It gets a little mixed up and messy, but there is a real definition to it all.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
I'm still trying to figure out what NFT stands for.
Digital collectible.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, Josh, thank you so much for coming up. As always, love hearing from you. Haven't talked to William for a while, but good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, man. You're good to go.
Well, beautiful. It's funny that R2 says he didn't know what NFT meant. I worked with a guy for about a year and a half, and we were working on ETL, which in tech is extract, transform, and load. And he literally didn't know what it meant, but he's an ex-IBM. Anyway, just wanted to say good morning, and FMC. I will be in New York City from January 3rd to the 7th. So if you could or want to indulge me for a cup of coffee, I'd love to meet up with you.
Done and done, sir. It has been long overdue. Okay. I am looking forward to it, and I would love to chat your art with you. And if you guys have not checked out Will's art, please go to his Twitter. Go find it. He posted his first pieces on Foundation, and this is essentially a new medium within NFTs as photography becomes one of the hot trends going into next year. Will manages to what I like to call paint with photography by taking different photographic assets and compositing just beautiful pieces. So go check out Will's Twitter and Will's work. Please post us a link in the general chat. I don't have it available. Thank you, Will. I look forward to coffee.
We'll do. So I'll ping you on Discord, and then we'll get together. Thanks for having me up, guys.
Lovely.
Oh man, you guys are gonna have to like jump on FaceTime and put me into this too, and I'll pour myself a cup of coffee. I'm so jealous. New York seems to where all the fun happens, man. I was talking to you. We were mentioning trying to get out there before Christmas, which obviously didn't end up happening. But yeah, very excited for the day that comes too.
Woohoo! AM meetup.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have no doubt that that will happen in some way, shape, or form in the new year. So that's all very exciting. Exciting stuff. Tons of stuff to look forward to in the new year.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Anybody else, if they want to throw their hands up? I would love to hear about anybody that got in with Mendels and like what your game plan is with that. If there's any mints you're looking at, especially if it's Wulfz or Prime Ape Planet, if you're looking to participate, want to talk some more of that. I'm very excited to see what happens with these mints and see where they go. For tomorrow's show, definitely have a recap of the comings and goings there. Let's bring Yamar up. Love to have him up, and also big solar bots guy. You invites there. GM, my friend.
What's going on, guys?
How are you?
Oh, not bad. I did listen to the show yesterday, and I'm not affiliated with solar bots at all. I'm just a firm believer.
Big fan of them, though, right? Yeah.
Oh, 100%, man. And just because of the backing on it, it's crazy. I mean, it dropped below 1%, but it floats around 1% out of the 40K listed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's
I've never really seen a project like that, especially with that supply. Even on 8K projects, it's not uncommon to have 800, 1,000, 1,200 listed right off the hop. For this for this project to be 40,000 and have, routinely less than 1% listed is crazy to me. And one of the main reasons why, I haven't decided to sell any of them yet.
I have a lot of people in the server and other people coming to me asking more about the project and should I hold, should I sell? I mean, honestly, I'm not selling any. I mean, it's just gonna keep going up just because of the FOA that you get, the coin.
Yep.
It's just gonna keep going and going. Once they announce the utility with that, it's just gonna keep going. I recommend nobody to, or get your money back if you want to, but hold a couple because it's moonshot, man.
Yeah, it definitely does feel like there's some weird, like very, very high upside to this. Like I said, it was not with people not willing to sell. I got to believe that there's some wallets that minted a ton of these, and the fact that somebody that minted 600 hasn't dumped them on the market yet is probably a good sign to me.
Minted that many are the advisors in it. So
Oh,
those are the
okay.
people. What those advisors are the people that invested into the project before like it even was a thing.
Hmm.
So like Coco Bear, they invested millions of dollars into this project to get it funded and to move forward with it. So those guys got a special amount of mints. So that's why they have that.
Amazing. Are you participating in any of the
The
mints
project.
today? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, you got something.
Yeah. So that's actually I just had that was a segue to jump into this. But so Metastones, are you guys following that at all? That mints today for whitelist.
I remember a lot of people were following it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did get whitelisted. It's 0.08 mint, so it's not terrible, and it's the Genesis collection.
Was the art
So
divisive on that one?
oh, the art. I'm not a huge fan of the art, but I can say that with any NFT, and they skyrocket. So I I try to not put a picture to what I like anymore because you just never know in the space what is gonna go up and what is gonna go down. It's very hard to call that.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I've seen the art on it, and it did not intrigue me very much. I think some of them had some potential, and then some of them were okay. But I don't know. Do you feel that 0.08 is expensive for a project like this, or you think you're pretty comfortable with that?
Since it's the Genesis collection, I think 0.08 is fine.
Yep.
But for like the normal origins, I think it's going to be expensive for 0.08, especially in the current market space.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm liking what you guys are saying, like the 0.02s that are just stealth drops. I think those are the ones that are striving, just because that is where everything really originated from. So I think NFTs are starting to get back to their roots because like the whitelist I think it's dying because of the way they're doing it, and I'm hoping soon that can recorrect itself.
I feel like it's been around forever too. Like this is a project that like popped up. It feels like months ago. It might have been less than that, but like I feel like maybe like beginning of November or something.
Yeah, they had a closed Discord and everything. They're partnered with Kaiju Kings, so I mean, it does have some support, and they haven't announced all of their partners and everything. There were some apes, so I'm assuming it's gonna be CyberKongs, but I'm not 100% sure but they have some partnerships they're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely put that. What time's the white pre-sale mint start at?
Oh, you would ask me that question, would you?
I mean, it has no bearing to me just because I'm not on it. So I mean, I'm just should mention it.
It's in the server. Yeah, I'll find it. I think it's like two or 3 hours from now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be following this one closely just because, closed discords always like make me, make me question some stuff. Like, I don't know why you would close it off to people. I guess maybe for security reasons at some point, but, the the length of time that it's been around for always makes me feel like it's going to be tough for them to mint. But yeah, I mean, I think that if the whitelist goes off without a hitch, it'll do well for sure.
Yeah, so the mint time is 3 a.m. for me, so that's 2 hours and 21 minutes. So
Oh, it's late for
I
you.
don't know what time. I
Yeah.
think you guys are East Coast.
Yeah.
I'm
So
in
yeah,
South
we're
Korea, so
one.
it's pretty late.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. So
Okay.
this isn't the morning show for you at all.
Well, technically, it's after
Oh,
midnight, so it's
the
totally
early morning show.
Yeah.
Fair
I'm
enough.
from Atlanta, so I'm from the East Coast. I just moved out here.
Recently?
Atlanta.
You moved out there
Sorry,
recently?
but oh no, I've been here for 5.5 years, man.
Nice. Great. I take it you like it if you've been there for that long.
It's safe. It's pretty nice out here. I mean, nobody's gonna steal anything. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty nice country.
Awesome, man. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, man, that's it. I'm about to go to sleep, man.
All right.
Catch the AM show before going to bed.
You got it. We appreciate that a lot. Well, thank you so much for jumping up on stage. And I actually want to talk to you a little bit more about SolarBots sometime. I know you read the entire it's not the white paper, and you have a pretty good understanding of it. So, want to hear what's coming with that.
Yeah, sure, man.
All right. Well, GN, my friend, have a good one, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow.
All right, cheers, guys.
Zeneca just bought a Kaiju King.
There it is. Start the bull run over on the Kaijus.
It's an elite. It's an elite 10E this year.
You got it.
I'll tell you now.
All right, free market. Anything else you want to talk about?
Kaijus to 10E.
Kaijus to 10E. That's it.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we will wrap up the show for now. We, of course, always record this for YouTube and Spotify. So if you tuned in late, we had a really good show. We talked, a lot more about, the greater NFT market and the attention economy that Kobe brought up, which I thought was a really good discussion. So go check that out. But we will do it again live 9:30 tomorrow morning.
Good luck at the tables, degens.
Good luck.